Sounds good to me. Sounds like a plan. The plan is go with the vibes. Don't worry, I stress myself out sometimes too. Hi, welcome to the Wildflower Magic Podcast. I am your host, Katie. I am coming to you from the coast of Virginia, where I live with my partner, Alan, our 2 large dogs, and our 2 small cats. You will probably hear the dogs barking at some point because Alan is out back with them. Our backyard window's right here. Alan is out back with them, giving them a bath and playing with them to wear them out. So you may hear barking. Anyways, this is a pretty traditional knitting style podcast where I will show you my finished objects, my works in progress, and then at the end talk about some life stuff. So let's dive right in. It is so hot up here. So what I am wearing, this is a new finished object. You would have seen this as a work in progress if you watched my last episode. This is the Summer Secret Crop by Jessie Made Designs. This is a free pattern on Ravelry, and it is size inclusive. So I made, I believe, the 5th size, and I did increases from it's bottom up, and there's an increase option. I did the increases. I used 2 fingering weights held double for a DK weight gauge, and the 2 that I used, one was Sheep Graffiti, Bales and Tails Lite. It's a fingering weight 50/50 cotton superwash merino blend in the color Wisteria, and the other one was a mystery Disney skein from What the Flock. I held them together to get this really gorgeous marled look, and then I did the option for just plain, like, straight I-cord straps. I love how this fits. I love how it feels. I love wearing it. I've worn it so much since I have finished it. It is so great. I'm like ready to cast on another one. Loved it. Highly recommend. I don't think I really did very many pattern modifications. The only thing that I did was, this is a 3-stitch I-cord instead of a 5-stitch I-cord, which I believe is what it calls for in the pattern. And the reason that I dropped it down to a 3-stitch I-cord, let me reach behind you here without knocking everything over, is so that I could use my cordsmith. This is the original cordsmith. It is an I-cord maker. So we have these 3 hooks at the end. This is from the Size Inclusive Collective. The Size Inclusive Autumn of the Size Inclusive Collective. I had to think about that for a second. This is an I-cord maker. I've talked about it before. Love it. So I decreased to 3 stitches instead of to 5 stitches on the strap so that I could use my cordsmith. This cordsmith case came from Victoria Marchant Knits. She has opened her haberdashery, and it's an online shop. And I had to get this because I had just spent a very long time detangling this from a work in progress. It was tucked down into my bag and got tangled up. So when Victoria Marchant released her haberdashery collection and this was an option, I bought that up so fast. Along with some other goodies, which I guess we can chat about really quick right now. I got this tape measure from Victoria Marchant Knits, her haberdashery as well. And the cool thing about this is that it is size inclusive, so it goes up to 80 inches. And it is a circumference measurer, so if you'll notice, it starts at 2 right here, 2 inches. That's because you clip it in here like this, and then you can measure circumferences. You can measure like your wrist. So the reason it starts at 2 is because over here starts at 0. So you can measure your wrist, your bust, any circumference that is under 80 inches. And it's such high quality. So excited about that. And then the other thing I got from Victoria was these stitch stoppers. Language warning. So the middle says, I don't know how well you can see that. The middle says fuck, and then on the outside it says it, me, you, off, them, this, everything, everyone, and it. So you can have you have options. Okay, love them. Anyways, that was just some goodies that I grabbed. So I decreased to 3 stitches instead of 5 stitches to do a 3-stitch I-cord instead of a 5-stitch so that I could use this, so that it took like 10 minutes to do it instead of spending a long time doing I-cord straps. Whew, I'm in a little bit of a rush today. I don't have a lot of time to do this, so I'm trying to like speed through it. Also, I've had a lot of coffee today. Okay, next, I have another finished object. This is the main reason that I wanted to podcast today. I finished my tiptoe through the tulip socks. Aren't they so cute? I'm obsessed with them and I have to give them away. So this is the pattern Tiptoe Through the Tulips from Charlotte Stone of Stone Knits. This is one of the patterns in her Charming Colorwork Socks book, which is just a gorgeous collection of patterns. So well written. Obsessed. It's also, I believe it's also available as an individual pattern on Ravelry. So, Tiptoe Through the Tulips, I did the medium size. These are a gift for my grandma. We are getting ready to go to Ohio. It's kind of why I'm rushed, which we'll get into life stuff later, but it is my grandma's birthday at the end of the month. So I made these for her, and I think she's gonna love them. She gets a lot of my knitted things. She's very, very knit worthy. She gets socks every year for her birthday. And last year I made her Christmas stockings. They were colorwork. I used the Pacific Knit Co. Doodle, holiday doodle patterns and her stocking pattern to make stockings for my grandparents, and my grandma was obsessed. So this year I was like, we gotta make colorwork socks. So here we are. I did do I did a modification. I did a shadow wrap heel instead of the heel in the pattern. In the future, I'll probably just do the heel in the pattern that Charlotte Stone wrote. It is also a short row heel. I just was like, I already know how to do a shadow wrap heel. I'll just do that one. But then, I don't know. I'll probably just try the one that she did. I did have to do a little bit of finagling to figure out how I was going to manage, like, increasing back to my original stitch count and everything like that. So, I had to do a little bit of brain work. Whereas if I just followed her pattern, I wouldn't have had to think about it. But they worked out. They turned out super cute. Worth it. So, let's talk about the yarn. Okay, so this is my main color. This is from Farmer's Daughter Fibers. They do a sock squad every year, and I was a participant last year, so I got a sock set from them every month. This was the August color. These super pretty green speckles. I love it. And then my first main color is this. It's on my mini minder by Lemonwood, and mine has, okay, let me slow down a little bit. So you can wear this on your wrist, or I have one of those purse hangers that like sit on a table so I can hang it from wherever I am, and then you just knit from it like this, and it makes life so much easier. I will be using this in the car. I will be hanging my yarn while in the car because I passenger princess during road trips. This one has, I feel like it's really not that hard to open. Why am I struggling? Oh, because it goes in. Woo! All right. It goes in, not out. Struggling for no reason. So you just take that off, and then the yarn comes right off. Mine has honeybees on it. Or a honeybee, I guess. Okay, so my second main color, my flower color is this gorgeous fade from Sugarplum Circus. Jensen dyed this. This was a sock blank that she dyed years ago. I won this in a raffle probably like 5 years ago at Rainy Day Yarns in Gig Harbor, Washington. The color is called Funhouse, but usually her Funhouse yarns are like one-of-a-kind things. But yeah, so this gorgeous fade, I used most of the pink. So as you can see, this one was my first sock. We started a little bit lighter, and then we got into more of the purpley tones, although I really think that they both fade really gorgeously within themselves too. Like you kind of get some of these purples down here. So cute. I was worried that one sock was going to be pink and one sock was going to be purple, but it did not work out that way. And then my green is this, I don't know what this is. A mystery skein of green yarn that I had in stash. So all of these were stash yarns, which is great because I can enter this in the Adventures in Stash Knit Along by We Grow Wild. And then I believe it's Nora from, also known as Nora Knits. She's aka Nora Knits on YouTube. She's hosting a stash make along, but I don't remember what it was called. It's like Stash Spring something like that. It'll be in the description box below. All of the information that I talk about, as well as everywhere that you can find me, will be in the description box below. You might have to hit like open more or see more, something like that, but it should all be down there, like links and everything. Okay, so there's that. I have not made a mini version of this sock yet because I still have not quite figured out how to incorporate the flower pattern into a mini. And I'm not sure that I'll have time to figure it out before we leave for Ohio, so I don't know when that will get done. I don't want to forget to show you my mini tank top. Here is my little mini. I need to put it on a little, I have little tiny hangers somewhere, but I don't remember where I put them. But I need to put it on a little hanger so it shows up a little bit better. But here's my little tank top. Super cute. Okay. I'm not going to go through all of my works in progress, mostly because I have not worked on a lot of them since last time I podcasted. I've been pretty hyper-focused on these socks since they had a deadline of really today. Because I cannot knit on them in front of my grandma if I want them to be a surprise. So I haven't really done much on my cottage living sweater. I did seam up the sides, and I need to pick up 4 sleeves because that's going to be my car knitting. I'm just going to knit those sleeves, hopefully get them done on the car ride there. It's like 10 hours. So that's the plan for that. I did, however, make a lot of progress on my Stolen Silver Spoons test knit. Oh, this has dog fur all over it. My Stolen Silver Spoons test knit by Nicole of Common Thread Fibers in my community bag from Neighborhood Fiber Co. that I got in Maryland Sheep and Wool. Love! My yarn is Blue Sky Fibers, the Woolstock worsted. It's 100% fine Highland wool in the color Storm Cloud. And here's where we are. Oh, upside down. Oh my gosh. Okay. Nope. Okay. So we are this far on the body. It's rolling a little bit. I have not done the ribbing yet. It's on a try-on cord here. I do want to make this as long as I can with how much yarn I have. So I decided to go ahead and put the body on hold. I'm going to do my sleeves and pick up for the collar. And then with whatever yarn I have left, I'll finish off the body. This is a great length for me. It's right below my belly button, so it's a perfect length now. So if I get close and I just need to go ahead and do the ribbing, that's totally fine. But if I have extra yarn left over and I can make it a little bit longer, I would like to. So it's on hold for now, and I'm about halfway done with my first sleeve. And I think I am gonna have plenty of yarn left over because I still have a whole another 150 gram skein. So I have about 200 grams left. And I only have 1.5 sleeves and an I-cord neckband to do. I am going to use my cordsmith to pick up my neckband for my I-cord edge, so I'm really excited for that. I love this little tool. It's so nifty. So there's my Stolen Silver Spoon sweater. I am vlogging this entire knit process from start to finish, so as soon as the Stolen Silver Spoon sweater is done, look out for that because I will be posting that video. Okay, do I have anything else I want to chat about? I really don't think so knitting wise. Oh, I do actually. One of the things that I have to do before I leave today is, I have shown this on the podcast before, but I'm just going to give it a farewell tour. One of the things I have to do before I leave today is take finished object photos of my Whitmore sweater because this is for my mom and it will be given to her tomorrow. I made my mini. So cute. So this is my Whitmore sweater. I used Native Fibers yarn. The fingering weight that I used is called Mother's Always Right on her Happy Camp sock base. And then the Surrey that I used is called White Pumpkin, also by Native Fibers. So here it is. I love it. I think my mom's gonna love it. She has tried it on. It fits great. The only reason that she doesn't already have this is because when she tried it on, it wasn't quite long enough. She has a significantly longer torso than I do, so she needed me to add a little bit more length to it, so I had to bring it back. But now she gets it. I added a lot of length. Hopefully she loves it. Hopefully it's perfect now. But yeah, so farewell to this. It will be going to my mother. I do want to get some finished object photos first because I don't have any pictures of it. I'm actually just going to leave this out so I don't forget. I've been terrified for the last 2 days that I'm just going to forget about it and not bring it to her. So I believe that's all the knitting that I'm going to talk about right now. A little bit of life stuff. We are leaving for Ohio. We had some last minute changes of plans. We are leaving in the middle of the night tonight pretty much. And we're bringing the dogs with us. which we decided today, or yesterday, really. So we are bringing the dogs. It's going to be quite a full house. There are already 5 cats that live at my grandma's house, and now there will be 2 gigantic dogs plus 8 humans, and not a very big house. So it's going to be a really good time. I say that kind of sarcastically, but also it'll be really fun. They haven't been on a road trip for a while, so we'll see how they do. And they also haven't had a not fenced in yard for a while, so we'll see how they do, but it should be fine. So we are leaving pretty much in the middle of the night. Which means we need to be ready to go like by this afternoon so that we can go to bed at like 8 o'clock. So Alan was outside giving them a bath so that they smell nice and fresh and clean for the 20 hours that we're going to be in the car this weekend. And so they can look their best to see Grandma. Vader has been to Grandma's house a couple times. Aurora has never been to Grandma's house. So my grandma has not yet met Aurora. So it'll be really fun. Reading. I have been reading a couple things. I don't think I finished anything since I chatted with you last time. But I am an ARC reader for the first time. I can't remember if I told you that yet or not. I am reading The Treasured One by Hannah Levin as an ARC reader. And so far it's really, really good. I've really been enjoying it. It's been so fun. And I've also been listening to... I forget what it's called. Let's see. Audible had a sale for like a 2-for-1 credit kind of deal. So I bought a few things because I had some expiring credits. And I'm currently reading Raven of the Sea by Stacey Reynolds, narrated by Justine Eyre. And it's really good. It's a romance book, contemporary romance set in Ireland. And it starts off with a very unrealistic, like, scenario. And then the main characters fall in love. It's great. I kind of laugh because I read fantasy the majority of the time. Like, it's usually some kind of fantasy. Cozy fantasy is my favorite. Cozy fantasy with romance. Top tier. Like, the best books, in my opinion. But also just general fantasy and fantasy romantasy and all that stuff. And when unrealistic situations happen in those books, I'm like, yeah, expect it. It's a fantasy book. But this is like an unrealistic expectation, like an unrealistic circumstance set in present day Ireland. I'm like, okay. It's cute though. It's supposed, we're just here for the vibes, right? That's why I read romance books. We're here for the vibes. And the vibes are on point. Very romantic, very Irish coast, like, gorgeous. So I'm really enjoying that. Oh, I do have lights up. My birthday was a couple days ago. My birthday was the 18th. I had such a great time. Alan planned all kinds of surprises for me. We had coffee at my favorite place. We got pedicures. We painted pottery, which is a tradition I started for myself years ago. I always paint myself a coffee cup on my birthday. And Alan upheld that tradition this year, which was very fun. And then lunch at our favorite pad thai place, and then a surprise birthday dinner at one of our favorite restaurants he snuck through my phone and got all my friends' phone numbers, which was very cute, and invited all my friends, and it was such a good time. I had a blast. It was so sweet. I have never had a surprise party for my birthday before, so I was very touched. I loved it. I also got lots of goodies. My grandma got me a bird bath that I've been very excited about. And I got myself some knitting for olive cotton merino for my birthday. And so I am very much ready to forego all of my knitting plans. It just arrived today. So I'm thinking about just best laid plans, throwing them out the window, and casting on the sunshine tee. Because I want to. I don't know. Part of me really, really wants to cast on the sunshine tee, and then part of me is like, if you are going to do a spontaneous cast on, it needs to be your oolong tank that you have put off for a year. Maybe I'll just cast them both on. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll stick with what I have. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like I'm probably going to bring both of them to Ohio, just in case I have when we're just hanging out with family, I could cast something on if I wanted to. So I'm going to bring them. I'm going to bring my stolen silver spoons, and I'm going to bring my cottage living, and I'm going to go where the vibes take me, and we'll see when I podcast next time what I got done, or what I cast on, or what I didn't. Sounds good to me. Sounds like a plan. The plan is go with the vibes. Don't worry, I stress myself out sometimes too. Okay, with that is all of my knitting and all of my life stuff, and I have a lot to do to get ready for a very long 10-hour road trip starting at 2 a.m. So I'm gonna go, and thank you so much for hanging out with me and being here. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you all in a couple weeks. Happy crafting!